A lot of people still believe financial scams are easy to recognize. They imagine suspicious phone calls, broken English, obvious lies, or messages filled with spelling mistakes. But the reality in 2026 is completely different. The scams targeting Social Security and Medicare recipients today are far more sophisticated than they were even a few years ago. The people behind them sound professional, patient, and believable. Many of them already know your name, your address, and sometimes even partial banking or social security information before they ever contact you. They use technology that can make a phone number appear official on your screen, making it look like the call is coming directly from Medicare, Social Security, a bank, or even a government office. The reason these scams are becoming so dangerous is because they are no longer based on panic alone. They are built around trust. Criminals study real government updates, real Medicare changes, and real Social Security announcements so they can sound convincing when they contact people. That's why so many older Americans are being caught off guard. According to federal fraud reports, seniors continue losing billions of dollars every year to scams connected to phone calls, text messages, fake websites, and account theft. In many cases, victims don't realize what happened until their monthly benefits disappear or their bank accounts suddenly show unauthorized withdrawals. Some people lose hundreds of dollars. Others lose entire retirement savings that took decades to build. What makes this especially heartbreaking is that many victims followed instructions because they genuinely believed they were speaking to a real representative, trying to help them. That's exactly why it's important to understand how these scams actually work in 2026 and what actions should never happen on your phone, no matter how convincing someone sounds. One of the biggest scams spreading right now involves fake Medicare card updates. Thousands of seniors have received calls from people claiming to represent Medicare and warning that older cards are no longer secure. The caller often says, Medicare is issuing upgraded cards with enhanced protection features, chip technology, or new identification systems designed to prevent fraud. Some callers claim the old cards are expiring and must be replaced immediately. Others say suspicious activity was detected on the account and identity verification is required before a replacement card can be mailed. What makes the scam effective is how believable this story sounds. Most people know technology changes constantly, so hearing about security upgrades feels reasonable. The caller usually sounds calm, polite, and informed. Sometimes the scammer even confirms your mailing address or date of birth to build trust. But here's the truth many people don't realize. Medicare is not replacing everyone's cards with plastic or chip-enabled versions. In 2026, official Medicare representatives do not randomly call beneficiaries, asking them to verify their Medicare numbers over the phone. Your Medicare number is extremely valuable because it can be used to commit healthcare fraud, submit fake claims, purchase medical equipment illegally, or even steal healthcare identities entirely. Once scammers obtain a Medicare number, it may be sold repeatedly between criminal groups online. Some victims later discover thousands of dollars in fraudulent medical claims connected to their identity. In certain situations, fake treatments or equipment are added to medical histories, creating serious complications later when legitimate healthcare services are needed. The safest rule is simple. If someone unexpectedly calls asking for your Medicare information, assume it is fraudulent until proven otherwise. Never provide your number, even if the caller already knows personal details about you. If you believe there may actually be an issue with your Medicare account, hang up and contact Medicare directly using the official number listed on government websites or official documents. Another rapidly growing threat in 2026 involves fake text messages pretending to be from Social Security or Medicare. This scam has become extremely effective because scammers now create websites that look almost identical to official government pages. Many people cannot tell the difference. A typical message might say there is a problem with your Social Security account, that your cost of living adjustment requires verification, or that your Medicare benefits need confirmation to avoid interruption. The message often creates urgency by warning that delays could affect future payments or healthcare coverage. Then it includes a link directing the recipient to log in. Immediately, once the link is opened, the victim lands on a fake website carefully designed to copy the appearance of official government portals. The logos, colors, layout, and login forms may look completely real, but the moment someone enters their username and password, the information goes directly to scammers. From there, criminals can attempt to access actual Social Security accounts, redirect direct deposits, steal identities, or gather enough information to break into banking accounts connected to retirement payments. What makes this especially dangerous is that scammers often work quickly. Some victims lose control of their benefits within hours. Others discover that future payments have already been redirected into different bank accounts before they even realize something is wrong. The Social Security Administration does not randomly text people asking them to click links and verify accounts. Medicare also does not send unsolicited login requests by text message. The safest approach is to never trust links sent unexpectedly through text messages, especially when they involve government benefits, health care, or banking information. If you ever need to check your Social Security or Medicare account, type the official website address into your browser yourself instead of using links from messages. One of the most financially devastating scams happening today involves remote access software. Many older Americans are unfamiliar with these programs, which is exactly why scammers use them so aggressively. The scam usually begins with a phone call from someone pretending to represent a bank, Medicare, Social Security, or a technical support department. The caller claims suspicious activity has been detected on your device or your account is at risk of being compromised. They sound helpful and reassuring, acting as if they are trying to protect you from hackers or fraud. Then they ask you to install an app such as AnyDesk, TeamViewer, or another remote access tool. They explain that the software allows them to fix the problem remotely. But once permission is granted, the scammer can often see and control everything happening on the phone, tablet, or computer. They can open banking apps, access saved passwords, read emails, monitor text messages, and even lock the legitimate owner out of accounts entirely. Many victims watch helplessly as money disappears from savings accounts in real time. In some cases, scammers convince victims to log into banking apps themselves, while secretly recording passwords and account details. Others manipulate victims into authorizing transfers they don't fully understand. What's especially terrifying is how fast it happens. Some people lose thousands of dollars in less than 10 minutes after granting remote access. Government agencies do not call people demanding remote access to devices. Social Security does not have a department, MONITO or ING personal phones for cyber threats. Medicare representatives do not repair devices remotely. Banks also rarely request remote control access over unexpected phone calls. If someone pressures you to install software or allow them to control your screen, the safest decision is to end the conversation immediately. Another major scam spreading in 2026 revolves around benefit updates and payment adjustments. This tactic works because there really have been changes affecting Social Security, Medicare costs, prescription coverage, and retirement benefits. Scammers study these real updates carefully so they can build believable stories around them. A caller may explain that there's a new cost of living adjustment, a Medicare premium change, or an update to your direct deposit information that must be confirmed immediately. Because these topics are real, many people assume the call itself must also be legitimate. The scammer then requests personal information such as Social Security numbers, bank account details, Medicare numbers, or online login credentials. Sometimes they already know partial information purchased from previous data breaches, making the conversation feel even more convincing. Victims may think, if they already know this much, they must really be from the government. But criminals often buy leaked personal data online, specifically to create trust during scams. The important thing to remember is that official government agencies rarely make unexpected phone calls requesting sensitive information. Legitimate benefit changes are usually communicated through mailed notices or secure online accounts, not urgent phone conversations demanding immediate action. Scammers intentionally create pressure because they know fear and urgency cause people to act before thinking carefully. Some callers warn that payments may stop if information isn't verified quickly. Others claim accounts will be suspended or investigated for fraud, unless action is taken immediately. These pressure tactics are designed to prevent victims from hanging up or seeking advice from family members anytime someone unexpectedly asks for personal or banking information over the phone, especially related to government benefits. It should immediately raise concern. Healthcare-related fraud has also become far more aggressive in recent years, especially scams involving free medical equipment. Many seniors receive calls offering free knee braces, back braces, diabetic monitors, mobility scooters, genetic testing kits, or other medical supplies supposedly covered completely by Medicare. The caller often says new healthcare programs are updated. Medicare benefits allow recipients to receive products at no cost. They may claim supplies are being offered due to age, medical conditions, or new policy changes. Then they ask for Medicare numbers, insurance details, or banking information to confirm eligibility. In reality, scammers are usually attempting to commit Medicare fraud. Once they obtain Medicare information, they may submit fake claims worth thousands of dollars using the victim's identity. Some scammers sell the stolen information to other criminal groups, allowing the fraud to continue repeatedly over time. Victims sometimes discover pages of medical claims for products and services they never requested or received. In certain cases, fraudulent medical histories become attached to healthcare records, creating confusion later during legitimate treatment. Real medical supply companies do not randomly cold call seniors, offering free equipment without doctor involvement. Legitimate medical products typically require prescriptions or approval from healthcare providers already involved in the patient's care. Any unexpected call promising free medical equipment in exchange for Medicare information should be treated as suspicious immediately. Email scams have also evolved dramatically in 2026. Many fake emails now look almost identical to legitimate messages from banks, insurance providers, healthcare companies, or government agencies. Some contain official-looking logos, professional formatting, and even accurate legal disclaimers copied from real organizations. A message might claim there was suspicious activity on your account or that immediate verification is required to prevent service interruption. Other emails may claim there's an issue with the Medicare payment, prescription coverage, or tax refund. The links inside often lead to phishing websites designed to steal usernames, passwords, or financial information. In some cases, downloading attachments installs malicious software capable of monitoring online activity or recording passwords typed into banking websites. Because these emails appear polished and professional, many people lower their guard. One important safety habit is to avoid clicking links or opening attachments from unexpected emails, especially those involving urgent financial matters. Instead, contact the organization directly through official phone numbers or websites you locate independently. Social media scams are also targeting older Americans more aggressively than before. Criminals create fake profiles pretending to be government agencies, celebrities, banks, charities, or even family members. Some scammers send private messages claiming there are unclaimed benefits, government grants, or special assistance programs available for seniors. Others impersonate grandchildren or relatives requesting emergency money transfers after supposedly losing phones or wallets while traveling. Because social media allows scammers to view personal information publicly shared online, they can often make conversations feel realistic. They may reference real family members, hometowns, birthdays, or personal interests gathered from profiles. This personalization makes scams far more convincing than generic fraud attempts from the past. One important protection is limiting how much personal information is shared publicly online. Details like birthdays, addresses, family relationships, and vacation plans can all be used by scammers to build trust or bypass security questions connected to financial accounts. Artificial intelligence has made scams even harder to recognize. Voice cloning technology now allows criminals to imitate familiar voices, using short audio samples gathered from social media videos, voicemail recordings, or online content. Some families have received terrifying phone calls that sound exactly like loved ones asking for emergency financial help. The caller may claim they were arrested, involved in an accident, or stranded somewhere without access to money. Because the voice sounds familiar, victims react emotionally before verifying whether the emergency is real. AI-generated messages and fake videos are also becoming more common. Scammers can now create highly convincing fake identities quickly, allowing them to run more sophisticated fraud operations at larger scales than ever before. This technology makes independent verification extremely important. If you ever receive an emotional or urgent request involving money, benefits, or personal information, stop and confirm the situation through a separate trusted method before taking action. Another growing problem involves fake investment opportunities targeting retirees. Many seniors are approached online or through phone calls about safe investments promising guaranteed returns, cryptocurrency opportunities, precious metals, or retirement income programs. Scammers know retirees often focus on protecting savings and generating stable income, so they design pitches specifically around financial security. Some fraudsters create fake websites showing impressive investment growth that doesn't actually exist. Victims may initially see small returns, encouraging them to invest larger amounts before the scammers disappear completely. Others are pressured into transferring retirement savings into fraudulent schemes, disguised as government-backed programs or protected accounts. Legitimate investments always involve risk, and trustworthy financial professionals do not pressure people into immediate decisions over the phone or internet. Gift card scams continue trapping thousands of people every year as well. A scammer pretending to be from the government, law enforcement, or a utility company may claim there's an urgent problem requiring immediate payment. Then they instruct victims to purchase gift cards and read the numbers over the phone. No legitimate government agency accepts payment through gift cards. This tactic exists because gift cards are difficult to trace and nearly impossible to recover after the codes are shared. Yet people continue falling for these scams because the callers create fear and urgency, threatening arrests, fines, or service interruptions unless payment happens immediately. One of the most important things to understand about modern scams is that criminals intentionally manipulate emotions. Fear, urgency, confusion, loneliness, and trust are all used strategically. Scammers often target older adults because many retirees answer phone calls more consistently, manage important benefit accounts, and may not always be familiar with newer technology risks. But becoming a victim does not mean someone is unintelligent. These operations are carefully designed, psychological traps built by organized criminal networks that constantly study human behavior. Even highly educated people sometimes fall victim when caught off guard emotionally. The good news is that awareness remains one of the strongest defenses against fraud. Simple habits can dramatically reduce risk. Never provide sensitive information during unexpected calls. Never click suspicious links sent through texts or emails. Never allow strangers remote access to devices. Never trust pressure tactics demanding immediate action. Always verify requests independently using official contact information found through trusted sources, rather than information provided by the caller or message itself. It's also wise to regularly monitor bank accounts, Medicare summaries, Social Security accounts, and credit reports for unusual activity. Reporting suspicious calls and messages can help authorities track emerging scam patterns before more people are harmed. Family conversations are also incredibly important. Many victims stay silent after scams because they feel embarrassed or ashamed, but scammers rely on secrecy and isolation. Open conversations between parents, grandparents, children, and trusted friends can prevent enormous financial damage. Sometimes simply warning someone about a scam in advance is enough to help them recognize the warning signs later. A single conversation can protect retirement savings built over an entire lifetime. The reality is that scams targeting Social Security and Medicare recipients are not disappearing anytime soon. In fact, they will likely become even more sophisticated as technology continues evolving. Criminals constantly adapt to new security systems, new government policies, and new communication platforms. That's why staying informed matters more than ever. The best protection isn't fear, it's awareness, patience, skepticism, and refusing to act impulsively when unexpected requests involve money, healthcare, or personal information. Every suspicious phone call, every fake text message, and every fraudulent website depends on one thing: getting someone to react before thinking carefully, slowing down, verifying information independently, and refusing to share sensitive details under pressure can stop many scams immediately. And in today's world, those habits are becoming just as important as locking your front door or protecting your wallet.